what the people say. Good evening, good evening, good evening, guys. Can I present my friend from New York, Victor Dedaj? Is an author, is entrepreneur, is a person from whom we can learn a lot. And he is a friend with Jack Canfield, and he make Victor write a book. Victor, first things, thank you, thank you, thank you for accepting my invitation. I appreciate this kind of things a lot. So would you be so nice and share with us your story, because you have a big story.
Well, thank you, Daniela, for having me on your show. It's a pleasure to be here. Basically, I'm a lifelong New Yorker. I've been here since I was born. Love it here. Worked many years in the corporate world, and basically got let go about 6 years ago. I actually had been in a rut for a bunch of years, so I kind of felt like I was just wasting my time the last year. So actually, when they let me go, it was actually felt like a sigh of relief. And I always wanted to work from home, but I couldn't bring myself to do it. So after I got let go in 2013, I took a little time off and then started to, look to work from home. And it was an up and down struggle, as many people who try to become entrepreneurs do. Number one, I had to change my mindset because when you work in an office, you're used to having people tell you what to do. You know what to expect. You go in, and you have someone holding you accountable. Usually, it's your supervisor, your boss. But when you work for yourself, it sounds great, but it's very easy to get distracted because you have no one to hold you accountable. It's easy to take off a few days because you don't have a boss yelling at you, threatening to fire you. So it was a big mindset shift because I had to learn how to hold myself accountable. It felt weird not having someone to tell me what to do. So it was a bit of a learning experience. So definitely some growing pains there, but it was also a lot of fun because I got to meet a lot of great people. When I was in the corporate world, I did make some good friends, but I was limited as to who I could deal with or interact with. I never went on any business trips. And when I started working on my own, it was a lot of fun because I got to go to a lot of different mastermind events, met a lot of different people from all over the United States and all over the world too. It's been a fun adventure, definitely a lot of growing pains and learning to do things differently, learning how to get out of my comfort zone, which is one of the biggest things I had to learn how to do. And I had to learn how to change a whole bunch of things and learn an entirely new set of disciplines. But I definitely think it's been worth the effort because I definitely enjoy the lifestyle and the freedom I have now.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Victor, I would like to ask you something.
Mm-hmm.
You was a corporate slave. Can I say that?
I can say that.
Okay, when you was a corporate slave, your life was boring. You have a boss. Everyone told you what you have to do. What was the moment when you say enough? It's enough. Now I want to do something else. Now I want to decide for myself, and it's done. I want to take another way. Thank you, guys. Thank you for watching, and thank you for sharing. And take notes.
Mhm. Okay, so what happened was around 2008, there was a big market crash, and it hit all finance firms pretty hard. I was working at a financial firm. I spent pretty much all my entire career in finance. And Lehman Brothers went down, Bear Stearns went down. It was pretty bad. And believe it or not, I actually worked for both companies. Um, so actually, I left Lehman a few months before it went under. But the company I went to, it got hit very hard, lost a lot of money. We got hit with pay cuts, and it took a couple of years for us to get it back. So it got really hard those last several years I was working in the corporate world. It was because money just wasn't coming in, and the finance world was it got very cutthroat. Everyone was always worried about their jobs, and the last year or two, I was worried about my job, so I started to want looking around for other jobs, but also just looking to see if I want to work from home. And eventually, the last few years, it got really bad after 2008 market crash. So I've been thinking about working from home pretty much for the last 4 or 5 years I was there. And then when I let go, to me it was a no-brainer. I saw it as an excuse to go because I now have some time to do it. It can be very hard pursuing your goals, working from home when you come home very tired every night. Also, I had a long commute. My commute was an hour and a half each way. So I didn't have much time to do it coming home anyway. And so I kind of felt once I, got let go, it gave me the perfect opportunity to learn how to, basically to work on what I was really interested in, which was working for myself.
Amazing, thank you. That, all that pain, all that fear, all that I was afraid, I was worrying, that have to do with the fear, right? So, can you tell us to whole audience, because I was in that situation when I was in coma, I wake up from coma, I start to change my mindset, but the fear still was there, and I would like to know how you handle it to eliminate the fear of your mindset. Everyone have a different way, and you for sure also.
Yeah. Well, and it was definitely very fearful because number one, I was venturing to a new world I didn't have much experience in. I didn't know anyone, so it was kind of scary. It's kind of like when you first learn how to ride a bike or you first do, date, because it's a new experience for you. So I was trying to interact with these people. I was following some very successful people. And my very first event was about 5 years ago. I went there. I didn't know anyone. But what had happened was I needed to take action on my fear. I had to get out of my comfort zone. So going there, I'll be honest, I was very scared. There were guys making 6, 7, 8 figures over there, and I didn't know anyone. But I spent 4 days there, and it was one of the best times I ever had. I had a great time that whole weekend. I made a lot of friends, and actually from those friends I made it at that event. I got to meet a lot of other friends, other entrepreneurs on Facebook because I went to that event because I acted on my fear, and it wasn't easy. Um, there's a book called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway, and that's what I recommend to a lot of people. Just don't deny the fear, just feel it and act on it. And taking action, I think, is one of the best ways to overcome fear. Realize that every person out there is, even the most successful people, feel some fear. So it's normal to feel it. So that's what I learned. And from there, I just started going to different events and meeting a lot of other people, a lot of successful people. And now I don't let the fear get the best of me like I did 5 or 6 years ago. So I would just say, just take action on it.
Okay, guys, do you understood? The fear, you have to confront it. Go out, take and do it, make action, practice. Victor, amazing. I love that because I am introvert, extrovert, and a lot of people say not possible, but it's possible. So the fear, I took the fear and I start to do things. I was afraid to death to make this kind of lives. It was for me, oh my gosh, what I have to talk. And by the way, I would like to know, do you remember how we met? Because I am not sure. We talk with each other, and guys, we are really good friends now, and I appreciate every friendship. If you was focused on what Victor is talking, he say, I go to that event, I meet 8, 7, 9 figure income fee people. I don't know anyone, but I go anyway and I make friends. You know what is that? To take action. It's very important. Take action, Victor, can you tell us how do you start to write that book? Because you write a book about all that stuff. What was the beginning and what was the decision? When was the decision? Because Tony Robbins say a decision is a one moment, and the rest of thing is nothing. You just have to do thing one moment. So guys, one moment, not 10 hours, not 10 months, not 10 weeks, not 10 years, one moment. Victor, please share with us how was that when you decided to write the book, and can you share a little bit about what your book is?
Yeah. So what happened was I've been thinking about writing a book for a while, and again, I had fear about writing it. I wasn't sure would people be interested in it, would it be good, and then I was at an event hosted by this guy Chris Ruck, who was a very successful entrepreneur, and he talked about this. He says I believe 81% of people want to write a book, but they don't do it. They don't take action on it. So he said, you should become an author. If you want to become an author, write a book. Just get started on it. And after that event, I said to myself, you know what? He's right. So I just started working on that book because I felt like I had something to share with the world that could help people out. And I just got started with it. And I came to the realization, and I want the people in the audience who are interested in becoming authors to think about this. One of the things about becoming an author is that, number one, you can inspire people. You don't know whose lives you can inspire with that book. Number two, it gives you credibility. Think about it this way. If I meet a person, I ask her, what do you do? She says, I'm a nutritionist. I wrote a book on nutrition. I automatically assume because she wrote a book on nutrition that she's an expert on nutrition. So if you tell someone you wrote a book on physics or chess or math or whatever, people are going to automatically assume that you're an expert on it because most people do not write books. And most people look up to people who write books. So you get instant credibility if you do write a book. So if you really want to write a book, I would say go do it because even if it doesn't sell a million copies, it's going to give you credibility. And you never know whose lives you may change by writing that book. So get it out and don't worry about it. Don't worry if it's not perfect because you can always you can always come out with a second edition and make a few changes. So just start writing it and get it out.
Amazing. So guys, if you have any question, please write it under this video and Victor will answer everything. And if you have a question about how to go from domestic violence outside, and can I answer you that? Victor, I have a question, one more. You know, you are a friend of that guy from The Secret. You know, my history start with that book, with The Secret. It was for me like brainwash things. When I hear it, read it, and saw it first time. Second time, I say, okay, maybe it's the right. The third time, I understood its action. It is like a Bible or like a Quran, you know. And I would like to know your story from you and Jack Canfield because you are friend with that guy.
Yeah. Well,
How you meet them?
Yeah, I met him 3 years ago. Here's the thing. I had visualized meeting him. I'd always been a fan of his. I read his Chicken Soup for the Soul book back in the 90s, and I read some of the other Soup for the Soul books. Yeah, they were excellent books. I read some of his other books. I'm a big fan of his book, The Success Principles, which I think is one of the best books on success out there, and The Power of Focus, The Aladdin Factor. And I'd always visualized meeting him. And then one day I saw an ad on Facebook. He was coming to the New York area. He was giving a talk in New Jersey right across the river called One Day to Greatness. So I only wanted to go there to meet him and maybe take a couple of pictures with him. And that's all I wanted to do. So I signed up, I went to the event, and I signed up for VIP because it gave me a better chance to meet him. And also he did a 90-minute Q&A there. And I was just really impressed with him because right before the event started, I was up in the front and he took a couple of pictures with me. He took a couple more during the lunch break, and I was just really impressed with how approachable this guy was. This guy made millions and millions of dollars, but yet he was a regular, everyday guy. He didn't act like he was better than you. He acted like he was on your level, and then he's willing to talk to pretty much anyone. And I also met his team that was helping out at the event that day, and they were all very friendly, very helpful. And I signed up for one of his 5-day events called Breakthrough to Success. Then I signed up for more stuff, and last year I got certified by him as a trainer in the Success Principles and the Canfield methodology. And I've had a great time hanging out with this guy because he's really one of the best teachers on success. And some people don't know that he's actually the most successful nonfiction author in history. Because his Chicken Soup for the Soul book series, all of those 200 books have sold over 500 million copies worldwide.
Excellent, excellent. Guys, I hope you understood what Victor said because I understood visualization is the most important thing. So it's not only, please God, give me the $1 million, or please God, I want that Ferrari car, but you need to work your butt out. You need to go out from the comfort zone and you need to visualize, you need to participate on the event and to sacrifice, because events are not cheap, they are expensive, I know that, and you have to be there where the people are from where you want to go, This is like amazing visualization. I am talking this, Victor, because I have a friend here. He's from New York. He's a violoncello player, and he was in Vienna, and I told him, kick your ass from Vienna out. You will never be successful in Vienna. He go to London. Now he's like in London. And I say, go back to New York. There is your place. You cannot be in Europe to be successful. You have to go home. So it's very important. Oh my gosh, thank you, Sunny. Victor,
Hmm.
I will not waste your time anymore. I would like that you say for our audience two, three advices to get a great person, to be a good entrepreneur, to be a good friend, to be a great human being. Because we don't know each other in reality. We just chat, we say Facebook and all that stuff, but we are already great friends. And by the way, I will come to New York, so we'll grab a coffee.
I'm looking forward to that. Definitely looking forward to meeting you in person. It's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, so I'm just going to say a few things because I can't just say one or two things. Number one, being a friend, that's so important. People don't realize a lot of people, when they talk to either on the phone or on Facebook Messenger, they have an agenda. They just want to recruit you, and it's very obvious. You have to show people you like and care about them because there's that saying, people don't care about how much you know until they know how much you care. And one book I highly recommend if you want to become a successful entrepreneur and marketer is How to Win Friends and Influence People. Listen to people. Find out what is important to them. Show them that you care first, and that can open up so many possibilities for you. It's one reason why dogs are popular with people because dogs are always happy to see people. They're just happy just to be with you. There's no hidden agenda. So show people that you care. And once you do that, you'd be amazed at how much they're willing to open up to you. The fences, the walls will come down, and they're more likely to work with you or buy from you. So that's one thing I recommend in terms of being a friend because if you just come across, you just want to recruit them, we want their money. They come across those kind of people all the time. You're not going to get that many people to join you. So show people that you care. Be a friend, and you'd be amazed how many friends you will make. And I would just say, try to go to as many events as possible because number one, you're going to meet a lot of successful people there. You're going to feed off the energy. You may learn one or two things that could just totally change your business that you won't see on a webinar. And you never know what kind of relationships you will build going to these events. Always be a student. Keep learning. Don't be a know-it-all because once you think you know it all, that's where you get into trouble. Always try to learn from everyone. You can learn from pretty much anyone you interact. One thing Jack teaches, his first rule of success is take 100% responsibility. When you try to blame everyone else for your problems, it gets you into trouble. You need to take the responsibility for yourself. And when you do that, it makes you more focused on problem solving, getting things done, instead of waiting for other people to take care of everything for you. So take 100% responsibility. Be persistent. Don't give up. Be consistent. You got to show up day in and day out. Be focused. When you start out, focus on one opportunity at a time. Don't try to join 5 or 6 biz ops starting off. Make money in one first before you add a second one. Because if you do 5 biz ops at once, you're going to have multiple streams of debt, not multiple streams of income. So the power of focus is extremely important. Don't try to do 5 tasks at once. Do it one at a time. You're going to be a lot more productive. You get a lot more things done. And just, we talked about this before. Just take action. And don't procrastinate. Take action as much as you can. The more you take action, get things out of the way, the more you get done. Read. Try to read at least a half hour a day. Visualization we talked about before is very powerful. Meditation is extremely powerful. 10 to 20 minutes a day. Most successful people for the meditation. Tim Ferriss, the author of the 4 Hour Work Week, it, one thing that stood out from the surveys he took was that about 90% of them did some form of meditation or morning mindfulness. So I highly recommend doing some form of meditation on a daily basis. And try to get yourself a mentor. All the most successful people have a mentor. All the great athletes have coaches and trainers. Don't try to do it on your own because it's going to take you a lot longer. Get yourself a good mentor who you trust, who can help cut the time frame needed to get to the next level, and just do what they say. If they're making 10 times the amount of money you're making, they probably know a few things that you do not know. So listen to them, and it's going to say you can try to learn from YouTube videos, but it's going to take you 10 times as long. So learn from someone who's already been there.
Wow, love that. Guys, friendship is in first place because it's very, 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 very important is that you bring value. And me and Victor, we make already, I think we 2 3 years we follow each other, we talk with each other, and is really I love to have in my life and my friendship only positive people. Don't do don't do pitchy people. Don't go outside and do that. Come on, I give you a job, blah, 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 business. This is bullshit. I hope you understood what Victor say. If you don't understood, repeat it, replay it the video and hear it again. And what he say, move your ass out of the comfort zone. This is my vocabulary. Victor is nice here. I am that bomb. And so move your ass of the comfort zone and do the thing. Take responsibility 100% for yourself, because nobody is there for that you are not okay. When my grandmother always say, the only person who is responsible for your life quality, for your health, for whatever you're doing, it's that person who is looking at you from that damn mirror. So Victor, amazing. Thank you very much. Love this. When I will be in New York, we take a coffee, we grab a coffee. I just can't wait. Thank you.
I'm looking forward to seeing you, meeting you in person. I know I'm going to have an awesome time. I always enjoy interacting with you, and I really love our friendship, and I enjoy being here.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. So we'll see us again next time. Thank you for your time. It was amazing to having you here. Guys, questions on the video, please ask whatever you want to ask. On the video, Victor will answer, and I will take care that he gets the questions and he can answer. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Daniela Schweiger, the life changer, problem solver from Madrid Live. And Victor from New York is author, entrepreneur, and he can help also. Love you. Have a great and amazing evening. Ciao. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Have a great day.